How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch His treasure. How great the pain of searing loss! The Father turns His face away, and as wounds which mar the chosen one bring many sons to glory, behold the man upon the cross, my sin upon His shoulders, and ashamed I hear my mocking voice call out among the scoffers. It was my sin that held Him there until it was accomplished. His dying breath has brought me life. I know that it is finished. And I will not boast in anything, no gifts, no power, no wisdom, but I will boast in Jesus Christ, His death and resurrection. Why should I gain from His reward? And I cannot give an answer, but this I know with all my heart: His wounds have paid my ransom. And why should I gain from His reward? And I cannot give an answer, but this I know with all my heart: His wounds have paid my ransom. His wounds have paid my ransom. His wounds have paid my ransom. Lead me to the cross where your love poured out. and bring me to my knees. Lord, I lay me down. Rid me of myself. I belong to you. Oh, lead me. Lead me to the cross where your love poured out, and bring me to my knees. Lord, I'll lay me down. Rid me of myself. I belong to you. Oh, lead me. Lead me to the cross.
The crucifixion of Jesus from Luke 23, verse 26 through 43. And as they led him away, they seized one Simon of Cyrene, who was coming in from the country, and laid on him the cross to carry it behind Jesus. And there followed him a great multitude of people and of women who were mourning and lamenting for him. But turning to them, Jesus said, "Daughters of Jerusalem, do not weep for me. Weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, days are coming when they will say, Blessed are the barren and the wombs that never bore and the breasts that never nursed." Then they began to say to the mountains, "Fall on us," and to the hills, "Cover us." For if they do these things when the wood is green, what will happen when it is dry? Two others who were criminals were led away to be put to death with him. And when they came to the place that is called the Skull, there they crucified him and the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. And Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." And they cast lots to divide his garments, and the people stood by, watching. But the ruler scoffed at him, saying, "He saved others, let him save himself. If he is the Christ of God, his chosen one." The soldiers also mocked him, coming up and offering him sour wine and saying, "If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself." There was also an inscription over him, "This is the King of the Jews." One of the criminals who were hanged railed at him, saying, "Are you not the Christ? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we are receiving the due reward of our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong." And he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And he said to him, "Truly, I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." Truly, this is the word of the Lord.
Stricken, smitten, and afflicted, seeing dying on the tree. 'Tis the Christ by man rejected. Yes, my soul, 'tis he, 'tis he. 'Tis the long expected prophet, David's son, yet David's Lord. by his Son. God now is spoken, 'tis the one true faithful word. Tell me, ye who hear him groaning, was there ever grief like his? Friends through fear he's caused disowning, foes insulting his distress. And many hands were raised to wound him, none would interpose to save. But the deepest stroke that pierced him was the stroke that justice gave. Ye who think of sin but lightly, nor suppose the evil great, here may view its nature rightly, here its guilt may estimate. Mark this sacrifice appointed, see who bears the awful load. 'Tis the word, the Lord's anointed, Son of man and Son of God. Here we have a firm foundation, here the refuge of the lost. Christ the rock of our salvation is the name of which we boast. Lamb of God for sinners wounded, sacrificed to cancel guilt. None shall ever be confounded, who on him their hope have built.
The death of Jesus from Luke 23:44 through 49. It was now about the 6th hour, and there was darkness over the whole land until the 9th hour, while the sun's light failed, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two. Then Jesus, calling out with a loud voice, said, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." And having said this, he breathed his last. Now when the centurion saw what had taken place, he praised God, saying, "Certainly this man was innocent." And all the crowds that had assembled for this spectacle, when they saw what had taken place, returned home, beating their breasts. And all his acquaintances and the women who had followed him from Galilee stood at a distance, watching these things.
Sorrow, Lamb of God, by his own betrayed. The sin of man and wrath of God has been on Jesus laid. Oh, when my place he stood condemned, beaten, mocked, and scorned. But bowing to the Father's will, he took a crown of thorns. So that rugged cross, my salvation, where your love poured out over me. Now my soul cries out, hallelujah, praise and honor unto thee. Saints of heaven, God's own Son, to purchase and redeem and reconcile the very ones who nailed him to the tree. So that rugged cross, my salvation, where your love poured out over me. Now my soul cries out, hallelujah, praise and honor unto thee. Now my debt is paid, it is paid in full by the precious blood that my Jesus spilled. Now the curse of sin has no hold on me. Whom the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. Now my debt is paid, it is paid in full by the precious blood that my Jesus spilled. Now the curse of sin has no hold on me. Who the Son sets free, oh, it's free indeed. Oh, that rugged cross, my salvation, where your blood poured out over me. Now my soul cries out, hallelujah, praise and honor unto thee. Oh, that rugged cross, my salvation, where your love poured out over me. Now my soul cries out, hallelujah, praise and honor unto thee. Praise and honor unto thee.
Well, if you notice, there is another verse of that song is about the resurrection, but we intentionally left it off for today, and that it concludes our service. But I want to, in line with that, encourage you to leave quietly, and for the rest of this evening and throughout tomorrow, whatever you do, pretend that you don't know the end of the story that we're going to celebrate on Sunday for Easter. And allow the Lord to use this as a time to take the depth of the cross into the depth of your soul and resist the celebration, even though we can celebrate everything we're celebrating tonight because of the resurrection. But let's walk in the footsteps of Jesus' first disciples. Let's see the horror of sin. Let's see the bigness of God's love and the scandal of the cross. That concludes our time. I invite you to leave once again in silence. And we will see you guys for Easter on Sunday. Make sure you invite a friend who needs Jesus, who's looking for a church family. And God bless. Thanks for being with us at home.